got the gang in the building. Gang. This really like a little special one to me because I really got my brother and my sister with me today. Like,
hey y'all.
Yes, sir.
Got Marley on the beat.
You already know what's going on. Hey, twin.
It's good, twin.
Mm-hmm.
Little sis on the beat, Sanaya.
Nice, who popping?
Mm.
All right, before I even get into it, right? I need y'all to say this with y'all chests. Who we here talking about? Like, who kids is y'all?
Well,
Who y'all father?
let's start off with Mom Dukes though.
Nah, we talking about Cheeph
I know,
right
but you gotta
now.
know. I know the men's like, yo, Dad. If we don't know, so I am the son. Well, we are both the son of Kofi, Cheeph, Boogie, Owens. If nobody, I know a lot of people in like the East Orange area may be familiar with this man. This man is he was an educator as far as being in high schools. He was a scholar that also taught in Bloomfield College, and most people may know him for being in the East Orange district. So he was what was that? Damn, STEM Academy in East Orange. So that was his last place of working. He had a tenure there, but so I'm like a lot of kids came up under his tutelage, honestly.
But you know what I need for y'all to do one more time? I need y'all to say it with y'all chest. Who kids is y'all?
Cheeph, Boogie, son, what you mean? You already know what's going on. You already know what's going on. You know the vibe. What you talking
That's
about?
what I need.
Yeah, that's Cheeph OD. Yeah, fours up. You already know what's going on.
I need it right.
You already know what's going on.
Yeah, I'm Sanaya, daughter of Cheeph Boogie. You already know.
Mr. Kofi Owens. If you don't know that, that's the other thing. So I'm like, yeah, I gotta say that. So I'm like, Cheeph Boogie. That's he got two sides of him. So I'm like three sides.
He was a dancer. Where did Boogie come from?
Rapper.
Maybe pop locking.
He was a rapper.
He raps, so I'm like, yo, so I'm not gonna say the reference to where he's going for because of the context of the conversation, but yes, Cheeph 12, let's just say that much.
All right.
But I'm saying as far as that, like, he was rapping. We gonna guess all that.
All right, so I don't know if y'all want to tell one by one, but describe like your father. Like, who was he to you?
I'll go first. I was a daddy's girl, so my dad was my best friend. Simple. We did everything together. He helped me with track. He was my motivator for school. All that. We did everything together. I feel like he was like, he used to take me to amusement parks with my friends. Like, I just could describe him as being my best friend. Definitely 100% a daddy's girl.
The G's?
Man, y'all got time? Man, you know how some people may come up living where I live, how we grew up. It's like, yo, I get a lot of friends who be like, yo, they got OGs. Before I even mention my father, I remember living somewhere where there's only 2 parking spots allotted for each family in the household, right? So my mother and father live in the household. I remember being joked on.
Look at me.
I remember being joked on. And like, yo, why your mom's got 2 cars? I'm like, my mother don't got 2 cars. I'm like, so why is 2 cars?
Dad,
like, I got a dad. Like, where? I'm trying to tell you, I got a father. They're like, your father live with you? Yeah. Nigga, you weird. Fuck. Like,
nah, no funny shit. I used to say that too, but my father lived with me too.
Like, word, it's like, yo, like, how the fuck you, like, how you got me fucked up? So I'm like, yeah, so earliest memories, I'm like, my father was an educator. Before that, he was an artist. He was rapping. The nigga had no control. So I'm like, it took me to get older to understand his mark and implant that he made in Newark specifically. So I'm like, yo, I grew up rapping. I grew up OD, if y'all don't know, it's Marley OD. So I'm like, yo, a lot of the niggas that came up out of Newark, they're familiar with me because of my father. My father was very instrumental in like, or being around for like Big Sev. I'm like, for his son doing shit now. I'm like, what's this song his son doing? Bitch, stop playing with me.
That's his son?
That's his son, Big Sev's son, yeah.
That's Lil Sev?
Yeah.
Shut up.
You ain't know that?
No.
Yes. That bitch stop playing, that's Lil Sev, yeah.
Too rare?
Yes.
Nah.
Yeah.
I was today years old. I did not know that.
I'm like, yeah.
So I'm like, he was a little boy. Like, I didn't even know that was him.
The funny shit is, I'm like, it's until he got old. I'm looking at him, I'm like, oh, that is you. Like you a curse now on.
That's
screen?
crazy. And I be bumping his music and everything in the car. And I was listening to him on the way here.
You could literally look at him and see that it's set. He got 7 face.
At him.
Like, word, see you bugging. So I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, first projects, he got them. It's like, yo, as far as like Jersey legends, my father done had me around them. So I'm like, that's how I really grew up. Like I'm with the no good clique. Like he was like the head leader. So when you say Cheeph, that's his rap name. It's like the nigga was really the chief.
Mhm.
That nigga was the head honcho of the whole movement type shit. So we moving around there. So I'm like, and if most people that know me, they know I'm big on Polo shit. That's the other thing. The nigga always had me on the, like, he influenced me to Polo, like even just on like a underground click and how the shit stemmed from New York, where it's like, yo, the low lifestyles and all that shit. You know how me and Haas was getting down and all that shit. So I'm like, that shit started even young. So to the point that we in New York, we went in Polo high dress contests and shit. You know me to be drippy on some shit like that ever since we was young. So I'm like, even with that, and it's until I got really older where it's like he became like the scholar and the educator, where he was in these schools and like changing these kids' lives. Like he was at a point where I'm like, I befriended his students. Where I'm like, I befriended and bagged some of the students here and there. So I'm like, hey,
Giving R. Kelly.
no, nigga, they my age. They my age. Nigga, they my age. So I'm like, as far as that, so because of the background that we had doing the hip hop shit, I'm like, it's where he tried to bring that to the classrooms, where it's like, yo, I'm teaching these students, where it's like I need to connect with them. So as far as the relationship me and my father had, that kind of helped with how he like move around, even with Sanaya, how he move around with his students, because we all around the same age. So he teaching kids where I'm probably in like the 7th grade, he got 5th and 6th.
Any of them students ever bag you before tonight?
No.
Oh,
I was
Did you
definitely
bet the fuck not?
Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, I just bet the fuck not. Like, yeah, I'm there. But yeah, they ain't come to the house. They did, but
No, I only remember
You
the
was
older
upstairs.
ones that was like on your age.
I'm
All right,
saying
so
word. But nah,
we gonna get into your last. We're gonna start with you, Sanaya. Get you talking a little bit. Your last
in there?
memory, like your last moment, your favorite memory with your father.
Favorite memory? I would guess say like the summer right before I guess he passed or whatever. Me and my parents was not getting along. Like this is the first time I feel like our relationship was actually strained. But my dad he was very like passionate about me doing track. Like that was our thing. So he pushed me like very hard in that. So I was coming up from my junior year. So he was like, I need to take it more seriously. So that whole summer we was going to the gym and I was barely home. I was at my friend's house, but he was picking me up from my friend's house every morning to take me to the gym. And it was one morning I was arguing with him like, I'm not going to the gym. I'm tired of this. I don't care. He like, get dressed. I'm not playing with you. I'm like, I'm not going. Came home. I'm dressed already. He was already outside. So we went to the car. And my favorite thing I think that we used to do was just bump in a car. Like was able to play music in the car. We used to have like our favorite white jams, our favorite rap songs and everything. So that was so funny to me that we had that argument right after I hopped in the car. I was like, we didn't even have that argument.
he
And
was
we
really
just,
cool like that. Like
yeah,
the
like,
taste of music, he can really vibe with his kids.
yeah, like he introduced me to a lot of music. I feel like that was some of my favorite memories, but that specifically was just funny to me. But yeah, just like the car jams that we used to have on the way to school, from school, me going to my grandmother's house, like that might have been my favorite moments because he did teach me a lot about rap and music in general.
What was your favorite white song?
Ain't It Fun? No, Ain't It Fun
by
by Paramore. Ain't It Fun? Ain't It Fun? You know that song? Nah, but yeah, that was our favorite white song. And
Shit, I didn't even know that. Like,
and it's
this
another
is for me.
song called it's Alicia Cars. I think I forgot. What am
The
I
first
doing
song?
here?
Yeah.
Oh,
I know that
song. We know that one.
So that was our favorite 2 white songs. So we used to always play those in the car. Those are white jams.
That's our white jams. We need to coin that phrase, the favorite white jams.
I have a playlist named White Jams. No, White Butters.
The what?
What's your favorite your favorite memory with your father? Well, I said with your father like it ain't the same person.
Word. What about your dad? Nah, the same guy. It's too many to fucking count. One thing that stick out to me right now, anytime I used to get in trouble, like was some inventive father shit. Like that nigga must have dug down deep. I don't know where he got this shit from. I used to do some crazy shit at school. Let's paint the scenario. Do some crazy shit at school. He told me, yo, don't do that shit again. This your warning. Bet. Fuck up again. That's your warning. You know you're gonna get fucked up. Da-da-da-da. I bet. Fuck up again. Bet. He used to pick me up from school, right? Or whenever he get off of work, come get me. I bet. Give me this total silent treatment. I already know what's going on. Give me the total silent treatment. I'm sitting there stuck like, oh shit, he gonna whip my ass. He gonna whip my ass. He gonna whip my ass. Shaking. He would drive to the movie theater. Still don't talk to me. Buy the tickets. We go in the movie theater. Whatever latest movie is out, we sit to all the way up to buying popcorn, sitting there. We sitting there watching the movie for at least 40 minutes. We sitting there and I'm still scared, looking at the movie, looking at him like, what's going on? And then middle of the movie, he would smack me dead in my chest and look at me and be like, yo, because what you did at the school, I need you to understand that, yo, give me the rundown right in the middle of the movie. And I noticed that he had my full attention right in the middle of the movie. He'll give me the whole rundown. Yo, you need to start doing this because if this shit get back to your moms and all that, it's gonna come down to me. He'll run it through on some real shit and then just look at the movie, turn his head. I'm stuck looking at him like,
still been scared.
Like, word. Now I'm sitting there looking at him like, I can't even enjoy this shit. Like, what is going on? Hey. So I'm like, that's one of the fondest memories. And then just overall raising me, because I'm like, I got a son now. So I'm like, I was old enough to get a lot of gems from him to even help raise my son.
It's funny you say that because as you start talking about school, I thought about that conversation we had about keys in school.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds just like what you just said.
Yeah.
But...
I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, I had a template of what I need to do. Even at his age, I'm like, yo, I remember what my father probably did at these ages. So it's like, yo, so I be taking little bits and pieces and adding a little flair of mine's like, yeah, you my son now.
Right?
Yes. So yes, I know you laughing.
Talk about what got him in trouble.
You need to relax. Nah, because Keys gonna be watching this. Hey, hello, Keys. I know he's gonna be watching. Hello, Keys. How you doing, boy? Yes. Because he was asking about.
We know. I know.
She knows.
What you said.
Zoom upon her when she said it again. Say it again one more time.
I know what you did last summer, little. But nah, so.
Yo.
Do y'all remember? Well, not you, but you specifically. Do you remember where you were and what you was doing when you got the news about your father?
Yes. So basically, my dad had left right before then. He left earlier that night and he said he was going to take my grandmother somewhere. I asked him to come. He was like, no. And I was mad that he wouldn't take me to my grandmother's house with him. So I had an attitude when he left. And like an hour went past and I was on my phone and my mom was in her room. She was like, what? And I literally thought somebody called her and was like,
yo, that's crazy because she calling me.
I thought she literally called. I thought somebody called her and told her like I was doing something I wasn't supposed to. I'm in the bathroom freaking out on my phone, deleting stuff because I'm thinking, what? I'm in trouble. No, I wasn't. I just had like a finsta and I thought that somebody said something to her. So I'm in the bathroom like, oh, like, because I heard the what. So I just hear her frantic and then she just like, Sanaa, I'm about to leave. I'm going. So at this point, I'm like, a couple hours go past and nobody has called me. I'm in the house by myself. Dehjaun wasn't there. When my dad left. I didn't even know they was together. So
I got kicked out at this time. I was not living with my father. We was low key beefing, but not getting over a beef. Continue.
But yeah, so I didn't know where Dehjaun was at. So at this point, I'm thinking, I don't know what's going on. So I'm thinking the worst of it. I think it's gonna happen to Dehjaun. So I'm calling everybody. My mom's not answering the phone. Calling my dad. He don't never answer the phone. So that was normal. I didn't even think of my dad. He don't never answer the phone. I called Kelvin. Kelvin's like, I got his location. I'm about to see where he at. Yeah, so I called Kelvin because I'm like, I'm thinking Dehjaun had an asthma attack or something. Dehjaun got mad health problems. He mad skinny, mad. I don't know.
Yo, why are we giving the whole health rundown on me?
That's what my
years old.
Huh?
I never knew you had asthma.
Because I'm mad athletic and I can hide that.
But it's okay. I have asthma too. So.
Oh, up top, twin.
Weak lungs. Low lungs.
I had an asthma attack at a basketball game in school. You remember that? Freshman year.
That you had an asthma attack?
Yeah,
you did. Yes, I heard. I wasn't there.
Anyway, pardon us.
But yeah. I'm calling Kelvin. Kelvin's like, all right, I'm about to see like what's going on. So he says Dehjaun is at the location where everything happened at. And I'm like, okay. He like, I'm going to try to call him or whatever. After that, I ain't hear from nobody else. He basically just like calmed down, like I'm going to figure it out. So after that, I was kind of relieved. I'm just like, all right, he going to figure it out. Next thing I knew, my mom and him came in. And Kelvin told me the worst way possible. Actually, Kelvin, I've never told you this, but he told me the worst way possible because I thought, like I said,
break it down to him because he be on bum.
I thought that something happened to Dehjaun. So when my mom and him walked in, I seen their faces and I'm like, oh my gosh, no, like my brother is dead. Kelvin gonna say, come up to me, hold me, and say, Dehjaun's fine. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, what's going on? Like, he's like, but your dad. So I just broke down and I just started crying because I'm like, what? Because I wasn't expecting that at all. So that was that. That's basically how that happened. But I was I was in the unknown because my mom, she just left and then they came back and they was crying. I was just left for like 5 hours, just like, what's going
How
on?
old were you at this time?
16. Yeah.
Where they did, they basically like left her in the house, and then like came.
They
to the
came and
hospital, I
got me,
guess.
and then I went to the
Yeah.
hospital with them. But Kelvin told me in the worst way possible, like that, because he really relieved me because I didn't know what was going on at all. And like when he said not Dehjaun, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, like what's going on? Then he was like,
Cal
yeah,
is a very
Dad. I'm
poignant
like,
point of the story because it's like, yo, the way you broke the news to me
that was
about the
crazy.
fam is crazy.
Yeah, so I just like I fell to the ground, then I went to the bathroom because I feel like I had to throw up. Like I'm not like an overdramatic person.
No, that's
so
normal.
I know, but like it was so weird to me because like my family's not emotional. We're not overdramatic like that. Like even at the funeral, we were very calm. Like it was everybody around us, like friends. Our family was very calm there.
Yeah, why y'all acting
So,
weird?
Yeah, we was looking around at people at the funeral, like, why is it people yelling? Like nobody up here is yelling but y'all. But
It be like that.
like
Wait till y'all see the other episode.
so I was just like, I fell to the ground. I had to go in the bathroom and get myself together because I feel like I was doing too much. I'm like, yo, why are you on the ground? So I got myself together and I just came out and then we went to the hospital. But yeah.
I always wanted to ask you that, like when you was like, you felt like you was doing too much, like.
Yeah, because I've never been like, I've never lost anybody that great
That
to me,
close,
like
yeah.
that close. So it was like, I literally dropped to the ground and Kelvin would not let me go. Like he was holding on to me. Mommy like had to tell him like, yo, let her go, let her go. Because he was like holding me so tight because I was on the floor crying. I'm like, could you let me go?
Right,
Like I wanted to go in the bathroom.
Word.
So yeah.
That's mad crazy you said that though, because I felt the same way at my brother's funeral. Like I be thinking back, like I wish I was calm. Like I'm embarrassed as hell. Like I feel like I was wilding. Like
That's what I'm thinking. Like when you get somebody to pass that close to you, like you do get that overwhelming feeling of like, yo, all eyes. You aware that all eyes are on you. So it's like, yo, we're basing all our emotions off of how you react in this moment right now. So it's like, yo, if you start crying and wilding now, I feel as though I gotta cry with you, or I gotta be the savior and hold you tight and like, yo, you shouldn't be. You got somebody here and all this shit. Like, yo, I don't need that.
Like fuck
It's
you,
actually
fuck
the
you.
opposite,
Like,
nigga. Fuck you. Like for real.
and I felt like my legs was giving out and shit. I'm like, what the? Like when he was walking out, I'm like, oh.
I'm like, yeah.
My aunt was holding me. I'm like, nah. Like I had the noodle legs. I don't know how or why my legs was shaking. I'm
That's
like,
what I'm saying. I didn't get there yet. I did not get there yet. If we even, well,
shit, we gonna take it now.
Let's go there.
At what point did you like were you able to actually express how you felt? Like whether it was like you doing it amongst just you yourself, you know, grieving in front of people, crying in front of people. When did like you get to that moment?
I'm trying to think. I'm like, yeah. I don't think I know how to grieve properly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I found a way to grieve properly. I see that in myself, the way I move, the way I act, and just my mannerisms. I don't know how to grieve properly. I'm like, a lot of shit I take as a joke. We know this about me. So I'm like, I can laugh about any scenario. So even when the whole thing happened, it was more so I was telling everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the bed, like in the hospital bed, with somebody coming, like the curious minds, and they just ask me. I'll tell them straight up. I'll give them the whole rundown of what the fuck happened.
And you told that story hella time.
I told that story, like niggas crying around me.
We keep telling this story. We sitting there looking at each other like it was like 10 of us in the room.
Like yeah,
like 2 of us in that motherfucker. It was like 10 of us.
Yeah, yo, shout out to everybody that came in that hospital room that bombarded that bitch. I had somebody
get out. Fuck that. And fuck
like
you. We staying right.
Like yo, it was motherfuckers coming in that room talking about they was my wife that got in that room. I said I woke up the faces. I'm like, the fuck? How the fuck you get in here? Nigga, none of my moms don't know you.
My wife is crazy.
My wife. I said, yo, like you close. I know you for a long time, but goddamn, like nah, you shouldn't be in here.
I don't know how close. I don't know her.
I'm like, yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, years ago. So I'm like, fucking when we run from the top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so same night, sister's talking about me and Pops is beefing at this point. He think I'm stealing some shit from his house. Wasn't the case.
Wait. That was recent?
Huh?
That Polo shit?
Yeah.
I thought that was high school.
No.
Oh, I
yes.
learned a lot about you motherfuckers today. I don't even know y'all for real.
So I'm like, so that whole shit that was going on, this Polo shit, I'm like, yo, he was like, some shit disappearing. I'm like, yo, I don't even be in the house like that. Like, all right, whatever, boom. So we just started getting cool again. So we talking, we text back and forth a little bit. And this is when I'm in the gym heavy. Y'all may not can tell right now, but I'm like, I used to be in the gym heavy at that point. So I'm like, all right. And he was in the gym. So I'm like, yo. So I hit him on some shit like, yo, I'm going to the gym. No, he hit me. It's like, yo, I'm going to the gym. You want to come with me? I'm right next door. I'm like, you know what? yeah, we gonna go to the gym. It's like fucking 8, 9 o'clock or some shit. I'm like, yeah, I can go to the gym. I ain't go to the gym all day. Bet. We can go to the gym, get a little fit in. I bet working on my biceps, triceps, had to get my shits right. And then we went to my man's house afterwards. It was just a random call. I did like a recent song that he ain't hear. And oh boy, one of his students, he did a recent song that he ain't hear. So I'm like, all right, we just gonna meet up. Cause he en route back to the crib. So I was like, all right, bet. We gonna link up there. Niggas took shots, whatever. I bet playing the songs, and we sitting in his car. He had a charger at the point, so I'm like, I bet. So we sitting there chilling, and like I wasn't smoking crazy, so I'm like, yo, we started smoking together and shit. So we sitting in the car. I'm playing my song. I'm sitting in the passenger seat. Old boy sitting in the back. My father in the driver, of course. So we sitting there, whatever. It was literally like 5 seconds of silence, and then like in the middle of talking, and I just hear one shot go off. Bow. Like loud as hell to the point I curl up in the corner, like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is that noise? Like, and it was silent after that. So it was like a loud ass pop, and I curl up. So now I'm looking at my window. I went to go look at my father's window. I just see some shit go into the car. Bow, I just see a flash. So I turn back to the corner. So 5 more just go off. That shit, I feel like this shit got hot in my arm, hot in my legs. I hear this shit going through the fucking window, through the car and shit. So like as that shit is going on, I fucking before I even looked to my father's side, I looked to my rear view. I see a nigga running. So I went to go fucking open the door. There's a tree blocking my door. So I went to go step out. Couldn't even move my fucking legs. Couldn't even move my shits. So I went to go step out. I felt that pain off top. Like, oh shit, what the fuck? So I closed the door. Next thing, my boy in the back, this nigga, he don't know what the fuck is going on because he curled up the back seat. So he seen my father first. So I went to go lean back. My father's head is blocking me. His shit is leaning over the armrest type shit. So I went one of those. When I went to go glance, I took a glance and I just looked back. I just looked forward. And I'm just rocking. Like literally just rocking. Like, I'm like, this shit ain't true. Like, nah. Like, his head is on the fucking armrest, not really on me. I just moved away from him and just started. It's like, all right, bet. Before shit starts setting in. So now I'm sitting there for at least like 5, 6 seconds. And like, my shits is start like heat. So if a nigga ever got shot, like, yo, you really don't, if it's the adrenaline pumping, you really don't feel them shits go through you. Unless it hit like critical shit. So I'm like, yo, so the shits went through my arm, both of my legs. I got hit 4 times. So I ain't feel none of them shits. I just feel my thighs is hot as shit. I'm just like, yo, I'm sitting in the fucking, somebody making a soup of me. So old boy in the back, that nigga pushed my chair forward. Like, it's a coupe. This nigga pushed my whole shit forward. Now I'm fucked up because he trying to get out. So he rush out, see my father through the window. He screaming frantically. He running up and down the fucking the street and shit. Go to his mom's house. Start telling her. I'm looking at my father like, what the fuck? I grab my phone. I'm calm as hell this whole time. When I think about it, I climb my chair back. Say, yo, I'm gonna call 911. So I call 911. I'm on the phone with these niggas like, yo, I'm on block 16th, da-da-da-da. Boom, come to this address, there's casualties. Like, I'm really talking like this same tone and effort, like, with all this shit happening, I'm like, yo, there's casualties. I bet, yeah, boom. Then I call my mother, she not answering. Boom. So I call my grandmother, she live right next door. Like, yo, I'm calling my mother, like, yo, me and my father's shots just rang off, and we hit. We on such and such block, da-da-da-da-da. And that's how that shit went down. Like, I had to give the whole rundown. And yo, I gotta give another fucking the EMTs. They was good. They got me out the car. Fuck them, because these niggas was rough as hell with my body.
Yeah.
My leg was hurt. Like, they was rough as hell.
You're crying for that motherfucker in the back. Push the fucking
Like, yo,
seat
but
up.
nah, that was cool. So I'm like, yo, I was like really in sandwich mode. So when he did that, I said, what the fuck? So he really left me there. Like, he pushed me because he thought, after talking to him, he was like, yo, I ain't know you was like, because I heard you speaking, like, you was talking in the front seat. So he pushed my seat up, not giving a fuck, and then just hopped out. Because we in a coupe and some shit. So, like, he running around. I guess when he came around, he saw my father, and then he ran to the house. So I was like, this when I start seeing motherfuckers start coming out the houses. Niggas start moving around. So, what the fuck? So now I'm just rocking. Like, now I'm just sitting there like, yo, this shit hot as hell. Like, my legs got hot as a motherfucker. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? It's hot. So now, cops, EMTs, they come. They trying to talk to me all calm. I'm like, yo, I just called my grandmother. Call them again. I bet. But now I'm calling my grandmother. Yo, y'all on her way? Yeah, your mother said she on her way. I bet. Cool. So now EMTs come. These motherfuckers went to go. No, first they went to my father's side. And then now they looking through the window. They ain't even open the door. They just put their hand on that nigga neck and said, yo. Like, they ain't say nothing out loud. They just was on some shit where they looked at the opposite person and just on some shit like.
And in that moment, what did that feel like to you? Like, were you still in shock? Like, did you, oh shit. Like
Looking outside of that,
moment? Yeah.
It was still shock, honestly. It was nothing. I couldn't really feel anything at that moment. Like, yo, at that point, I'm just like, yo, nah, this ain't true. This is not true. Because now my mind kind of low-key went to, like, yo, like, it's not his name. It's like, yo, who is this nigga? Like, yo, just like, hell no. Like, not him.
Right.
Like, not him. Headshot. Like, I seen that. But I ain't see no blood. That's the crazy shit. Like, I seen the wound, but no blood. And that's when I had to turn my face. I'm like, yo, I literally looked at him one time and looked straight. I looked at him one time and looked straight. Like, nah. So I'm sitting there rocking, looking straight, whatever. He leaned over. I'm looking at the EMTs and shit and the cops over his head out his window. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so I just see her head just go like, nah. At the same time, a motherfucker trying to pull me out the car on the passenger seat. Niggas pulling me out. So they don't know where the wounds and all that shit at. So they pulled me. I got hit with my bone. So I'm like in my joint, in my knee area. So they pulling. My shit's cracking. I hear it. It's loud as hell. So I'm screaming loud as hell through the whole block. They pull me out the shit. All right, whatever. It's until they pull me out, I see the shit leaking through my shorts. Like, I see like the bullet wounds. I see all the shit is like leaking out my shorts. My shorts is up. So now I see where the enter and out is at in my legs. So I'm like, what the fuck? So they put me in the fucking put me in the ambulance. Boom. I said that right, ambulance. They put me in the ambulance.
Ambulance.
You see me now? In the ambulance.
That's country.
Put me in the ambulance. Like, word, but like. I knew niggas gonna do this. They put me in the ambulance. So boom, I get to the hospital. So I'm like, what made shit final for me was when I'm sitting there. I think my boy Kel, he got there. And that's another thing I want to, like, we need to normalize. Have somebody at least have, like, your location. One of your closest friends or somebody have your location, because that made it very poignant to see where the fuck we was at. Because my grandmother wasn't able to tell my mother, like, where the fuck we was at. They had to get in contact with my man Kel, Frank, like, nah, his name is Bands, my fault. But yeah, so they had to get in contact with him to, like, see where I'm at, because that's where I share my location with. So they're like, all right, boom, this where he at. Cool. So they get to the hospital. It made it serious. It got serious when my mother walked in and I see her face and her reactions. So how she's looking at me, how she walking up on me, they done cleaned me up already, and I'm sitting in the bed watching TV low key, like.
And how would you describe, like, the look when she walked in? You feel like she was in shock too, or was she just distraught immediately?
It was a very calm walk-in. It's a very calm walk-in. So she got close to me to the point where it's like she's gradually about to go into a hug, and was like, yeah, like, your dad didn't make it. So I'm thinking at this point, it's like, yo, like, I seen him in the car. So it's like, yo, that thought is in my head, like, this, my guy did not budge while I was sitting right next to him that whole time. Like, I made calls. This nigga pushed my chair up. I waited till the ambulance came. I spoke to them niggas. They pulled me out. And between all of this, I seen somebody shake their head like, nah. Oh yeah, they got him out the car first. But I'm like, I seen somebody shake their head, nah, cool. And then y'all got me out. So I'm like, I had that thought in my head, like. So I'm like, I'm the type of person to I kind of plan out all scenarios in my head just to be prepared for them all. That's some sick shit. So I'm like,
nah, that's some real shit.
That is. So I'm like, I kind of plan out all scenarios. So I'm like, worst case scenarios usually come first, and then it's like, it's like fillers. It's like filler thoughts, and then like the best case scenario, he's alive, he got hit. So I'm like, I kind of felt it out. So just looking at my mom's when she came in, she gave me the look of like, yo, this ain't no good news I'm about to come to you with. Like, so just basically looking at her, it's like, oh shit. So she come and hug me. She crying on me. And I had to think, and that was the moment I'm like, I didn't think about, it's like being in a situation, I didn't think about myself. I thought more so like, yo, damn, my mom lost her husband.
And
I
did you
didn't
feel
think
like
I lost my father.
did you feel like you had to be strong for her or for everybody rather since you was there when it happened? Like
Innately.
so the fact that, you know, she came in and she crying on you, but you know, you was the one you was in the
Yeah.
situation. So how I mean, it's probably you probably like, girl, you know already, but
Nah, you gotta ask those questions. Yeah,
so
I
it's
know.
like in that moment though, like how was that? Like damn.
Like innately, it was more so like, all right, like be strong for everybody. Because I was in that hospital for what, a week?
That's it? It felt like you was in there longer than that.
Nah, he was in there for, these niggas try to keep me in it. Yo, Deaf Israel, fuck them, because they try to let me out the second day I was in there.
Wait, that's where we was at?
That's what he was at, right?
We was at university.
He was at university. Oh wow, my bad. My bad. Y'all did a good job, but that doctor, Dr. Yao,
I don't blame
remember that nigga? Like, but I'm like, yo, y'all, that's why I was born at. Y'all said I had asthma. Every illness I got, they said I had it. It came from them. Like, I'm gonna tell you off the top. It came from them. Asthma. This boy is like, yo, he may be slow on his step. This was them first. But nah, so I got that's beef forever. But I'm like, yeah, I was at university.
Yes.
Oh shit.
I still got the parking thing in my car to this
yeah.
day. I gotta throw it in the garbage
do?
because in my hoarder, like, what the fuck is that?
You are a little bit.
Yeah, I gotta toss that
No.
thing.
But nah, yeah. But innately, I thought I feel like I need to be strong. I'm like the whole time. So I'm like, those are the situations where it's like I'm telling the story over and over again. I start seeing family and friends coming through the spot. So I'm like, all right, the spot like it's fun. Coming to the hospital. So I'm like, I'm telling
playing though. That's
like,
the crazy
really
thing.
well.
Like, what the fuck? Like, we was really in there playing. I think that's a defense mechanism though.
It
Like
is.
when something happened, and then it's like jokes, like because it wasn't shit funny.
But it's like, yeah,
We
but
be
y'all
cracking
know,
up. Like,
but y'all know how I am. It's like, you
and
know
we
how the
was on the
family
same
is. Y'all
type
on
of
the same
shit,
type
like-
of time. Like, yes.
like, yo, what's wrong with us?
My
Like, we
real
slept
ones came in there with like, I'm in there with a motherfucking cast on, stretched out. Oh yeah, we joking about some latest of shits.
This motherfucker, we walk in the room, this motherfucker gonna say, I'm Tupac. Everybody, we looking around like, should we laugh? Should we not? But so, like, this is Tupac. He like, yeah, Machiavelli. He just start talking all this Tupac shit. I'm like, oh, he's losing me. What's good with him? He is losing me.
Yo, I'm the greatest, yo. In any scenario, put me in that scenario, I'm the greatest, yo. Put me in any scenario, emotional, non-emotional, yo, I am great. I can adapt to any situation.
Nah, no funny shit. It was scary though.
Like,
I ain't even gonna hold you. That shit
I'm
was
very,
scary.
yeah,
Like,
I'm
cause it's like, yo,
nigga.
what the fuck do he feel like?
Yeah.
Cause I like at your father's funeral, right? Them kids, like all them students, like they talking and they telling me.
That's what fucked me up the
That
most.
shit had me balling like that was my father. I'm
Yes.
like, yo, what the?
That was the point.
So like, you know, seeing that, it's like I couldn't even play no more. Like, you know how we was playing for so long, and it's
Yeah,
like,
that
damn,
was
that's when it really got real. Like, yo, this shit
that's when it hit me, when they came outside of me.
real.
Shit, I wanted to hear what the hell you had to say about that, because I'm like, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Before I forget, the question that I said I've been dying to ask you: how the fuck did you get up in front of all them goddamn people and talk?
You did speak.
Fine, like you was. I'm like, what? I'm like, oh, she gonna. I just knew you was gonna be the one that send me home. I'm like, I'm leaving. But you really got up there, like you really held it down. I'm like, nah.
Couldn't have been
Like,
me.
That's what I mean when I say our family is not emotional. How he jokes, that is our family dynamic. So although it was a sad situation, I didn't even want to talk. Like my
you
mom
was aggravated. You could tell. You was like, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, that's it. Like, it's just fucked up. Like,
Oh yeah, somebody. Yeah.
I don't like public. I don't like public speaking. I speak very fast and like,
nah, it was good. Like, you wouldn't even think like everything that was going on the way you really got up there and was talking. I was
Like honestly, like,
I
yeah.
grabbed my damn nose like, I gotta get my shit together because she got up there talking fine. I'm like, I gotta get my shit.
You say that? It's like, yo, I'm feeling emotions to cry, and it's like, I get my shit together. That's not normal. But
Yeah,
we gonna
you was
speak about
like, real.
but I don't know. I didn't want to do a speech. I was supposed to do it, but I was back and forth. And I ultimately decided, like, when we was doing, like, planning the whole funeral, I didn't want to go up there and talk. And literally the day of, I decided to go up there and read my part of the obituary. So it was last minute. I'm just like, I don't know. I just got the courage to do it once I was there. Once I got there and I was, like, fine and I wasn't, like, bawling my eyes out and crying, I was like, all right, I could do it. Like, can I go speak? And my mom told him, like, right before I went, like, yes, she want to go speak. So I just did it.
Did I speak at the funeral?
Nah,
Okay.
hell
I didn't speak, right?
You know what you did? I'll never forget this because I'm
Legit.
like, I feel like at funerals, it's certain shit you never forget. Like when it's your situation, like it's certain people came to my brother's funeral, I never forget. Like, cause it's people that probably ain't even know him, but they came for me. So like when I remember when y'all walked in, you know, y'all like the family, everybody stand up, y'all walked in. This motherfucker came straight to me. Like he ain't walk to like everybody in the aisle and hug them. I'm standing like on the outside.
On the outside, yeah.
This nigga walk over and hug me. I'm like,
did
that shit made me want to cry because I'm like, what the? He came straight to me, like not nobody. It was hella people like outside. He didn't even look at them. He was looking at me from the door, like came over there and hugged me. I'm like,
Because you was like one of the first faces I'm like of like my friend, like my circle, like my friends, and it's like, yo, I'm like, oh, because it's like a surprise. I'm like, oh shit, you came?
why would that be surprised? I knew your father.
I know, but it's like, but in that space, it's like, yo, you just expecting to see my grandmother, cousins, and all that. So I'm like, yo, we in a big ass church. So I'm like, so when I start walking down, you one of the first face. I said, I got kind of excited, like, oh shit, like that's bad to think about, like, oh shit, it's lit. Oh shit, like, oh, we about to go after this, right off these crutches. Go outside, right off these crutches. Nigga, give me a shot after this shit. So I'm like, yeah, I'm walking to the front. But you was one of the first faces I seen. I'm like, oh shit, like friends came, my sister came. Oh,
and how did that feel to you? Like having like it's deeper than your family.
Like damn near
people
support
showed up for you. Like how did that feel?
I make a conscious reminder to people that showed up at that sat bedside with me. Like I'm like, shit, I had teachers from arts that said they seen it on the news. It's like, it's random shit. Like, one of the nurses came to the fucking,
one of the nurses from arts. I was gonna scream, like, yo.
You was about to say some shit. I'm thinking of a name. I'm thinking of a name that you were saying to Josh the whole time. But I'm like, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
It's like, nah.
But nah, fucking, even one of the nurses at the hospital was like, yo, like she coming in, like she like a friend of the family's, like she's sad to like help me. She's like, oh yeah, I heard about the news. She fixing my covers and all that shit. As she's doing this shit, the shit pops up on the TV. I'm like, damn, this is some bad celebrity shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, how the shit is playing on the TV as she's talking to me about it, and it's like, oh shit. So I'm like, niggas didn't know the impact that man had. So I'm like, that was more so that. And I didn't know until we got to the. It's like, yo, I know what he had on me. You my dad. So you kind of, when you have that regularly in your family or in your household, it's like you take advantage of it. So I'm like, yo, the same way that you treat me or the times that you was like, yo, you don't have, it's because you probably gave it to some other kid that really did not have this shit. A child that probably didn't have a father in their household type shit. So it took that time when we was at the funeral where them kids is coming up. So that you was talking about. When them kids coming up like, yo, yeah, he had me. Like, yeah, I used to get in trouble in these other classes. And then I would just go to his room. He would talk to me and I'll be straight like, da-da-da-da. I'll be good. He kept it real with us. Like, even at lunchtimes, he was ordering Chinese food for us and all that. We could sit there like sometime, da-da-da. So he promised us, like, if we get the grades, he got us on Chinese food type shit.
I wanted them to get out, yo.
I said, yo.
Onions. I'm like, they gotta get the fuck out of here. Like,
that was the point. And that was the point that, because I know it got a hit for you too tonight. Because I'm like, yo.
No, mine was the Covenant kids because he also had a second job where he was helping.
Yes.
So they was out there talking and they was saying like, and those kids that didn't really have it, this is outside of his students now, and they're talking about some like, I didn't have money, like I'm homeless, he giving me $20 here and there, and I'm like, dang, like he was really helping everybody, kids that he was coming across, like, so that was impactful for me, like not even just the students, because I've been to his school plenty of times. I know how his students rock with him. It was seeing him, the Covenant kids, like, yeah, he was helping me even more than when he was there. So that was crazy. So yeah, that was the heart-wrenching moment for everybody, because that's when I started crying too at the funeral, because I wasn't crying today.
That's when you start thinking about the times you asking like, yo, let me hold $20, and he was just like, nah, like for what? Nigga, no, you not getting it.
Cause he know y'all good. Y'all
like, nigga, y'all good. And probably it's like, yo, I just gave you something probably like a week ago or just a few days ago. Like, yo, you on a consistent basis asking for this shit, and then it's like, yo, but you still there. I physically see you. I bet. And he come in the house. Even those times, it's like, yo, he had a thing where he's like, yo, it was 4 of us in this household. So I'm like, 4, then 5 when I had my son. So I'm like, yo, the house would be dead ass dirty every fucking single day. Right? Every single day. So niggas be in the house, clean the whole shit. All right. By the time my father walk in, by like late in the afternoon, this nigga will walk in, take off, throw everything.
Not cleaning nothing.
Not cleaning shit. He don't care. He gonna eat food, plates, in the sink, whatever, shoes off. He talks some shit wherever he taking shit off as he make a trail to the couch and be there. And we be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, yo, you see the house clean? Then he be like, so?
Clean it up.
So?
Fuck y'all.
Like,
Oh,
so?
shit.
And I take that into account when I'm like, yo, damn, you was doing a lot when you was outside these walls.
I'm sorry. Y'all babysitting and I don't like that.
You sleep on yours?
I'm looking like like I need to be in AA and y'all over here playing.
I got 2 bitches over here. What you talking about?
Okay.
Dark and red. I got a red bone. I got a
This
little dark joint on me.
Y'all lucky we running out of time.
I'm like, you
So I'm gonna let
bugging.
y'all slide this time.
I'm like, you bugging.
But
Run
next
out of time? I'm like, shit.
So what the fuck am I talking about? Little
That wine
schmeeze.
got
I'm
you.
a little shit. Nah, but look, for me personally, I feel like every loss I've took, I lost some friends too along the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all feel like y'all experienced that, or do y'all feel like everybody who y'all was locked in with was there for y'all, supported y'all, was there for y'all, like whatever, like?
I low-key didn't even get the question. What'd you say?
All right,
Nah, you said
did you lose any friends like going through this? You know how I said for me, I feel like every loss I took, I lost friends at the same time. Like, cause I feel like it was certain people not understanding what I'm going through. So if I'm not answering the phone, niggas taking it personal, you know, shit like that. Or certain people I just felt like wasn't fucking there for me type shit. So I'm like, yeah, no, fuck you. Like,
I'm the type of nigga that you know already know. I be trying to hold on to friendships, and I just recently learned that about myself. Where it's like, yo, you gotta let a motherfucker go if they not gonna give you the same type of effort to go back. I've been trying to mend friendships and shit, but this situation made it very clear for me. It's like, fuck you. I went straight to the people that came up that was at that hospital. People that reached out to me, not on some Instagram shit, because my Instagram was going crazy. I'm like, all right, well, duh. It's like the word is traveling. Cool. There was people that showed up. Like, I seen people just like, yo, I'm just gonna come. And it's like, yo, I ain't seen you in 8 years.
I ain't gonna
like,
give you that. You know that was blowing my shit. You know I don't play that shit. I'm like, who the fuck?
Like,
we don't fuck with, like, what you mean?
I know but us mutually though. But I'm like,
him? He about to die now. Y'all kid, fuck out of here. That's how I was coming.
But how do you take that information? But how do you take that when you laid up and it's like, yo, they come?
For you, I get it. But I'm saying for me, I wasn't off that. I ain't like that shit. I'm like, the fuck out of here. It's my brother. He don't know you. Niggas posting you talking about some bro. I'm
like, shit. I could say this right. I want to say this right now because it's our mutual friend, Josh. This nigga. Like, I have a different type of relationship and love and appreciation for him. And I'm going to say it on your platform.
Yeah, shout out to Joshua. That's my boy right there.
That's
he
my
show
father.
up every time.
That's like,
when
yo,
you like, for 10 years, he...
Like, for real, though.
For real. Something happened, he right there. Like,
but no, honestly, like, that shit, like, he holds weight in my heart when it's like anything that he does say. Like, for me, I'm like, yo, he came to that hospital like 2-3 times back to back and stayed there with me for like 5 hours. Every time. He like, yo, I'm fresh.
Jokes, like
hella jokes. Like, it wasn't a dead minute. And it's like, yo, he for like 3 days, 2-3 days, that man was sitting there bedside with me telling hella fucking jokes. Like, yo, we going back and forth. Like,
how you been? You good?
How you been, my boy? How you been, black? And I'm like, yo, I'm like, yo, you have your friends, best friends and all that. It's like, but he kind of like, I don't know if I say I categorize my friends, but I'm like, yo, he upped it for me.
He don't top me though, but you alright, Joshua.
But like he not alright. You there, my boy.
But you don't top me, so
you there.
Alright. You alright.
What camera I'm at? I gotta talk, look him faces. You there? I love you, my boy. But nah, cause he really did. Like, yo, he really kept my mind off this shit. Like, we wasn't really talking about. I was talking to this man about what's happening afterwards. It's like, yo, oh yeah, when you work here, oh I bet I'm apply to there. And nigga, I ain't got no legs. How I'm apply? Like, what?
See, there's something wrong. That's not
like,
funny.
yo, I love it.
What are we laughing at?
I love it. See, but I'm good. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. Yeah.
What Black China mother say? You need a therapist.
Niggas fucking really do. Like, but nah, overall, my man, like, I keep saying my mans because I'm like, I don't attach the dad because I'm like, that's gonna be the shit that's like, yo, yeah, that's gonna pull a tear. I'm like, yo, I don't even attach it like that. It's like, yo, that's my man's. Yeah, my father. Yeah, he passed. That's how I create the separation of like crying and not crying. Because I'm like, yo, shit, both of us. I'm like, yo, that happened, and then moments later, our grandmother passed.
Completely forgot to bring that up.
Yeah, it's like
But
4 months after. It's like
before
it's
we
crazy.
run out of time, could y'all tell us real quick what that was like losing your father, your grandmother, like, and then it's your maternal grandmother. You know, your mother's side hit different than the father's side every time, no matter who you are. Your mother's side
That's
hit
different for that's different for
That's
yeah.
different for me.
We
He
can
came
be,
to
we can
my
be clear.
hair.
Yeah, we can be clear.
Let me go first because
Grandparents
it's short.
got
well,
favorites.
like, and you know, in
Yeah.
the like in the
Niggas-
like everywhere else,
the
like
family
people-
got favorites.
It's always the father side people don't fuck with.
I'm the
mother
mom's side favorite grandparent.
I
She's
get
the
Yeah,
dad
that's
side
crazy.
grandparent.
That's because you look like your father, you look like your mother. There's that. Boom.
I never thought about that, but cool. Cool, I accept it.
I feel like, I mean, looking back on it, it was all so hectic. But now that I look back on it, I have like a new, like, I admire my mother on a different level now. Because me and my mom, we don't have the best relationship and we didn't. Then it was very stressful. So on top of that, my dad passing, him in a hospital, my nana having cancer, she about to pass. My mom was on all of it. Like she did not stop.
Speak on it, yeah.
She was on all of it. She stayed strong. She had to take care of my nana. She had to take care of him. And she was taking me to school every day. Like she was doing everything by herself. And she was barely shedding tears. She was doing it alone, obviously. We was all crying in our rooms by ourselves. But she got up every day, went to work, did everything, and she held it down. And even after that, my dad and her had plans to buy a house. She had goals to get a car. She did all of that by herself still. Even though she went through all of that, she didn't let anything stop her. So I just have like I found a new admiration for mom, even though we wasn't getting along. Like I don't know, like I just admire her and her strength because that's so hard to do. I always say to her, like, I don't think I would ever be as strong to do what you did. Like, if something happened to you, I can't take care of you. Like, I'm not strong enough. And she's like, you don't know how strong you are until you're in a situation.
Right.
And
so
in it.
Yeah, and I feel like she's giving us that strength to how we move, how people are like, oh, y'all so strong as a family because we don't be out here crying and doing all of that. Like, I feel like she's instilled that in us too, that strength. Everybody thinks we fine, we cool, but that's we get that from her. We're not good, but we can go outside and be like straight faced and be like, we're gonna do what we gotta do.
It was
regardless.
brutal honesty in the household regularly. She could tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got bullied, so I just
bullied by who?
Them, but it's cool. That's how I grew up.
Me, my mother.
Man,
This before. Like,
beat him.
this was way. It was already set in by the time you came around. Like it was like it was set in.
Been bullying her.
It was the norm. It's like, yo,
it's the fucking shit. We used to kick her out the room. Like, we used to be in the room trying to talk about shit. She'd be in the room following us. Like, yo, get out.
I'm like, that's some shit she could take. It was other shit that was happening.
Yeah, like,
wake up to going to sleep.
Now it's Key my turn, so it's cool. So
it's my son's turn.
Don't play mine first of all.
They be playing.
But nah, that's a good thing that you said that. Highlight my mother, highlight mom's because she really did take. It was poignant that she held it down for everything. Even for her, you lost a husband and a mother within like 5 months.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's crazy.
I would never.
And then you was on top of that,
and that
day,
like
we're like held it down for both. Like funded all that shit, insurance, got that shit in order, cleared the house, made sure the house was down packed for me because that's the house I moved into. I'm like, yo, we got the call. I'm like, shit, we seen her even on that. I seen her night before. Oh yeah, I seen her night before. It's like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna come over just because we living next door and all that shit. So I'm like, yo, we're gonna come back over in like a few hours because, if you wanna like not eat, but like, yo, just to check on you type shit. My uncle was living there too, so her brother. So I'm like, I bet I'll be back over here in like 4 hours. So I'm like, I just came back home. It's 2 a.m. I'm like, shit, by like 7 a.m. we getting a call like, yo, she not moving. That was crazy. Like I just seen you.
We had this conversation about this part.
That was he came in the house. He came in the house first and said she's not moving, and then he left out the house. So I heard him say that like Nana's not moving, she's not moving, and nobody got up. The house was silent. Everybody was asleep. Then he left, went, did whatever, and came back. Like, she's not moving. Like, she's not moving. Everybody get up. And I remember him coming the first time. Then he came in first time, went back, and then now we all frantically running over there. And then it was just like, she was going. Like, it was that fast.
That shit crazy. You ever seen somebody pass and it's like, yo, they eyes open?
Fuck no.
Never been there?
Fuck no. I ain't even look at my brother in that goddamn casket. Fuck no. Hell no. I don't want to look at shit.
That's another thing.
Like, we sat there with
I sat there. I'm like, shit, even just to fast forward, I moved into that household, right? I moved there. I took the bedroom that she passed in. I took the bed that she slept in.
Fuck no.
I was sleeping in the same spot where she passed.
Yeah.
That was one of the moments when my mother was like, yo, you don't think you like kind of fucked up? It's like, yo, you're sleeping in the same place where where you laid next to. Like I sat there. Like they try to stop me from coming in the room. Mind you, I'm still on some cripple shit. So I'm going up the steps and all that shit. So I'm like, nah, you gotta let me in. I sat and looked at her with her eyes open and laid next to her.
Damn.
I'm
so
like, damn.
Did you find comfort in that, like being in her room, or was it like actually fucking with you, like damn, my grandmother?
It's like low key. It's like it's morbid for me. But I'll let you know on your platform. I'm like, yo, on some morbid shit, like not to be morbid, but to be morbid. It's like, yo, I find the comfort in like in some insanity type shit. Like that, I find comfort in that. It may be bad for me, and I always feel like admit that I need therapy, not might. But I'm like, yo, I've dibbled and dabbled, so I'm like, that is the future for me. But I'm like, I need therapy. The way I treat traumatic situations is not healthy.
I'm
very aware.
I'm set you up, my lady.
Word?
Yeah, dang.
She fire?
Yeah, she the one who she opened up seasons with me. So.
In which way?
What you mean? She's a therapist, like a real one.
She fire?
Yeah, like when the season drop, I don't.
She not getting it.
No,
she not getting it.
Fire like it.
First of all, this is.
I know. I need something like to be comfortable. You want to be comfortable?
That's
make me
actually the worst thing. I had a therapist. I picked her because that bitch was cute and that bitch was dumb as a fucking doorknob. And she found humor, not humor, but this shit was amusing to that bitch. So you can't even go off, oh, she cute. These bitches are slow. Dumbass like airheads.
No, I had one of those.
She's a stupid bitch.
I had a therapist. Long story short, she started off our first meeting. We had my whole first hour of meeting this lady. We had a whole conversation. She introduced Latinx to me. I was like, she was Spanish. And she was like, yeah, cuz. I'm like, yeah, you Spanish? She's like, yeah, I'm a Latinx. I was like, what you mean? I'm like, you Latina? She like, no, Latinx. I said, but you're not serious. We spent the whole hour talking about that. I said, yo, you know what? Therapy not for me.
But you know,
Latinx. Like,
you
what?
like a therapist that look like you. Like,
you're right. I need a black woman.
Pink, like she's a black woman.
No, me personally, I need a black woman. Black. I know that. I need a black woman.
You can't even go into it like, oh, this girl is probably good. The fuck?
No, they do me
to bag no bitches. You going to therapy to talk about your trauma and shit like that.
But I want to feel comfortable. I want to. No, me personally, I know me. I want to feel like I want to possibly bag you, but I know I can't bag you because your verbiage may be more superior than mine. And it's like, yo,
0 out of 10.
You giving me like some insight on myself. But I need you. I like that.
I'm gonna get up out of here now, y'all.
I like that.
But before we go, I'm not about to play with y'all this time.
Shout out to Cheeph.
I need y'all to say that shit with y'all chest.
Shout out to Cheeph, man.
Who kids are y'all?
Cheeph Bug.
Right. Cheeph Bug.
Who son you are?
Kofi Owens. Kofi Owens. Mr. Owens. Mr. Owens, a lot of you guys. I'm gonna get some shit going. Because I'm like, it's a lot of them students I need to tap in with, but Mr. Owens, for all y'all out there, I'm gonna tap back in with y'all.
So Polo Fresh in the building, like
Mr. Polo Fresh.
Like,
let me send a song in. Like that's gonna be the outro. I'm so Polo Fresh. I'm so classic. That's a Jersey classic. Yeah.
I'm so Polo Fresh, nothing less than the crest on my chest. Nevertheless, yes, I'm so Polo Fresh. I'm so